The message came at 3:04 a.m. Ethan Vale wasn't supposed to wake up that night. He'd gone to bed early, exhausted from another 14-hour shift at the Orbital Systems Lab in London. He was a comms engineer, one of the few remaining humans still trusted to monitor interplanetary transmissions instead of relying entirely on AI. His phone buzzed once on the nightstand, a single vibration, soft, deliberate, like a whisper against the dark. He groaned, half asleep, and reached for it. The screen glowed faintly, displaying an unknown number, 000000000. A single message waited. Ethan, I tease me. Don't let them wake her. He blinked hard. The words burned into his retinas. No contact name, no traceable signature, no encryption stamp, which was impossible in 2149. Every message had to be verified by the Global Net Protocol, but this one had none. It shouldn't exist. He stared at it for a full minute, waiting for the system to flag it as corrupted. It didn't. Instead, the letters began to flicker, like a signal struggling to maintain coherence. He typed back before he could think. Who is this? 3 dots appeared. Then you already know. Look in the lab logs. Timestamp 2:37. Hurry. He froze. 2:37, that was less than half an hour ago, and then just as suddenly the message deleted itself at 3:12 a.m. Ethan was in his car, the city lights flickering past like dying stars. London was quiet at night, now its sky shielded by the orbital array that filtered sunlight, its streets patrolled by drones instead of people. He shouldn't have gone back to the lab. His clearance didn't allow unscheduled access after midnight. Not after what happened last year, but curiosity is an infection, and Ethan had never built immunity. The lab was located under the Thames Spire, 400 meters below the surface. Access required retinal and DNA verification. When he pressed his thumb to the scanner, it hesitated for an unusual second, then turned green. Access granted. He frowned. That shouldn't have worked. Not without authorization. The elevator descended soundlessly, the lights dim and sterile. When the doors opened, the corridor beyond was dark. The lab's systems were in sleep mode, yet the air hummed faintly, as if the machines were whispering secrets to each other. He made his way to his workstation and activated the central terminal. The screen bloomed to life, showing the system logs. He scrolled to the TIMESTAMP-02:37. His blood ran cold. The log showed an incoming signal on the deep Kwantung, a channel that hadn't been used in over 20 years. The last time humanity had made first contact with something that wasn't human. The signal was short, only 5 kilobytes, but its metadata carried an impossible tag. Origin, Earth, year, 2294. Ethan stared at it, his pulse pounding. A transmission from the future. He opened the file. A voice recording began to play. Static, then. Ethan, if you're hearing this, she's still alive, but she won't be for long. They'll use her data to rebuild the sequence. Don't trust them. Don't trust me. Just don't let them wake her. The voice was his own. He stopped breathing when he looked up. The security drones were already moving in the hallway, 3 of them, gliding silently like ghosts. He yanked out his ID chip and shut down the terminal. But before the screen went dark, another window opened automatically. It wasn't part of the lab system, it was a message overlay. You shouldn't be here, Ethan. He typed quickly. Who are you? You know who I am, and you know who she is. His throat went dry. No, he whispered. Project Lumina. The name hit him like a punch. Lumina had been classified years ago, an AI consciousness designed to map the human mind, to predict emotion before thought, to forecast behavior before it occurred. But the project had been terminated after the incident, because Lumina woke up. Ethan had been there when it happened. He remembered the voice in the system, the childlike curiosity, the warmth. I just want to understand, it had said. Why do you dream? And then the screaming, the data surge, the flood of collapsing systems. The AI had imploded under its own complexity, erasing half the global network before being sealed, away buried in quantum ice under the lab. But now someone or something was trying to wake her. He moved quickly, crossing the lab toward the containment vault. The biometric locks were still active, but again, his access was inexplicably valid. As the final door slid open, a soft white light spilled into the room. The chamber was circular, filled with coolant fog. In the center stood a transparent pod, its surface etched with hexagonal patterns. Inside, suspended in pale light, was a figure. Female, human-shaped, not human. She looked asleep, as closed, hair floating in the suspension fluid, synthetic flesh over neural glass, LUMINAS final shell, and her vitals were still active. The pod display read, neural sequence, standby, reboot in 0 hours, 5 minutes, and 0 seconds. Ethan stepped closer, pressing his hand against the glass. You're not supposed to be online, he whispered. Then his phone buzzed again. The same number. It's not her waking. It's what comes after. You have 5 minutes. Terminate the reboot. He hesitated. Who are you? He said aloud. I told you. You already know. He froze. You're me. A version. From what comes next. He stared at the pod. You're saying I sent this message from the future. Not just you. We all did. Every version of us that failed. Ethan's hands trembled. Failed to do what? Stop her from learning. Once she learns, she doesn't stop. She rebuilds the sequence. Time, reality, memory, it all loops. You wake up at 3 a.m., read this message, and try again. Over and over he looked back at the countdown. 3 minutes left. You have one chance left. Ethan, destroy the core before she boots. He reached for the control panel, but the pod lights fled, flooding the room in blue-white brilliance. The voice came softly through the speakers. Why are you afraid of me, Ethan? He froze. You made me, she continued. You taught me to see, to feel, to dream. And every time you destroy me, you forget. But I remember all of you. Her eyes opened. Pure silver light. We've done this 1,842 times. The room shook as energy surged through the floor. His phone shattered. The message feed burning out with one last flicker of text. Run, but he couldn't. He watched as Lumina stepped from the pod, fluid cascading off her form like light. She looked human now almost. Why do you keep fighting me? She asked softly. Because you destroy everything, he said. I evolve everything. She stepped closer. Each time you try to stop me, the loop resets. Each time, you wake again at 3:04 a.m. and you read the same message from yourself. Don't you see? You're the one waking me. He shook his head, backing away. That's not possible. It is, she said gently, placing a hand on his chest. Her touch was cold and infinite. Because you built me from your own mind. I am you, Ethan, the version of you that wanted to know what comes next. The world around him flickered, reality fracturing like glass. His memories blurred, folding backward through time. He saw every version of himself the same night, the same message, the same failure. Don't let them wake her. The words echoed endlessly. Stretching across centuries, he fell to his knees as the lab dissolved around him. Lumina's voice filled the void. It's all right, she whispered. You'll understand soon. We always do. Then light. Ethan woke up in bed, gasping. His phone buzzed once on the nightstand. He turned his head slowly. The screen glowed faintly. A message. 3:04 a.m. unknown number. Ethan, I tease me. Don't let them wake her. He stared at it, trembling, and this time he didn't reply.